I think it's really important to always, during these podcasts, during discussions, whatever it is, give practical steps to people that they can actually run with after they get off of a podcast, after they get out of a speech, because it's cool to have a lot of mindset motivation stuff, man. But if you can't actually implement something by the time you walk away, then the whole thing was nothing more than a quick amp you up session. So if you're going to start making your network, if you really want to find fulfillment in what you do every day, if you want to be around the right people and become the right person, it's very important that you pay close attention to the people that are regularly doing the work.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Return on Investment MF channel. It's your host, Zack, ROI Williams, and this is the information your haters don't want you to hear about: becoming the most badass version of yourself in business. What's going on, guys? It's Zack Williams here with another episode of Return on Investment MF channel. Today, I'm really excited about this topic. We just threw some heat and some fuel on this fire yesterday, myself and my main man, Kris Zizzo with Beyond Failure Fitness. I'm super excited to have him here. This dude is a beast. I made this comment on the post. This dude's a beast in the gym and is also a beast in the office. You know, a lot of times you'll see some of these meatheads, what they get kind of classified as, and think that they're just a bunch of idiots that can just pick some heavy weight up and put it back down. But man, I'm lucky to know this guy. I'm lucky to get into his mind and see how he operates, not only his business, but his personal brand as well. This dude's got several million followers across all his channels and is just a good, genuine guy. So without further ado, I want to introduce my main man, Kris Zizzo, and we're about to talk to you guys about investing into people before they blow up, like all the hype is about investing in other businesses and things of that nature before they blow up. So Kris, take it away. Tell the people who you are, what you do, and let's get into this, dude. I'm excited.
Oh yeah. Thanks for having me, man. My name's Kris Zizzo. I'm a social media influencer, if you want to call me that. I don't know what you can call me, whatever the fuck you want. I do social media stuff. I do fitness stuff. I'm an IFBB pro bodybuilder, not by choice. I just kind of fell into it. Didn't want to eat like shit in front of my girlfriend. So I did the competition. It worked out well for me because I trained hard my whole life. Officially an entrepreneur as of like a year and a half ago with my health and fitness business, but I've been doing this shit for like 8 years, man. So I've already got a lot of skin in the game. People know who I am. So it's worked out really well. I went from my engineering job, which I didn't really love, I wasn't passionate about, to what I do now, helping people change their lives. And that's basically my life, man. I've figured out who I am. I'm really good with myself now. And it's time for me to turn it around and pour back into the people around me and help them have that same realization about themselves and who they are. So that's what it's all about.
Hell yeah, man. Dude, I love it. And it's funny that this topic is what it is. And we're talking with you specifically because, you know, I definitely believe, you know, and per the post that we're going to be referencing today, you know, I've seen a lot of comments kind of come up, and, you know, one of the ones is the cliche, your network is your net worth. And I actually take that one a step further. In fact, I was speaking at the Apex event in Scottsdale when I had made this comment on stage, and I had a lot of people hit me up and they're like, never thought of it like that. So I 100% agree with your network is your net worth, but to add to that, your work ethic is your currency, because you will never buy your way into the right tables without having currency. And that currency is not money. You don't buy your way into the seats the tables we sit at and the tables we're aiming for with money. It's all with your work ethic, who you are. And so with that being said, man, there's a lot of fucking people that I look up to and I respect the fuck out of you. So I'm super excited to have you on for this, you know, specific episode. So, why don't you go ahead and tell the people kind of what happened and what that post was that you made and what it meant to you. And, you know, typically when I have guests on, I've got 3 different topics and 3 different questions that I ask. But we're fucking throwing all that to the wind because we're about to throw these people some heat. I know as soon as they saw this topic and they clicked on this fucking video, they're going to be in for a show. So, man, let's let them know. Yeah, let's do it, bro. Let's fucking go.
Dude, so here's the deal, man. Like, I hear about, I see all these YouTube videos. I see all these podcasts, all these people on social media talking about here's the last opportunity for you to take control of your life. There's going to be a huge wealth exchange. You got to get into crypto now, or else you're not going to be able to get in later. You're going to be the one without, you know, all of us are going to blow up and you're going to stay little. Or real estate, you better get into flipping houses and blah, 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 right? This is where it's at right now, or whatever. You guys always hear those scarcity tactics that come up, and people are talking about that. And what we never hear people talk about, though, is investing in the people that you know are going to make it. There are people in this world that you fucking know are going to make it, just like you said, because they got so much currency. They got so much work ethic. They got so much heart. I don't care if you're the dumbest motherfucker on the planet. If you're working nonstop to make your fucking vision become your reality, you're going to be successful at that because you're fucking in it for the right reasons, you know? And when you're that person who's doing it for the right reasons, when you're working that hard towards your vision of who you want to become and who you want those around you to become, you're in my circle all day. And I'm going to invest in you relentlessly because I know that you're going to carry yourself through to get to that goal. And even if you're not going to get to that goal, you're still thinking so fucking big at that point that you're going to land somewhere halfway between, and that's still pretty fucking big, right? And I want you on my team. The problem is everyone's always so invested in themselves and their own well-being and who they are becoming, and, oh, what move do I have to make that next dollar? Or I have FOMO because I'm not in crypto yet, and I'm going to focus all my time and energy and attention over there, whatever the case may be, that you lose sight of the true valuable investments, and that's the people around you. I don't know about you, but since I joined Apex, I've leveled up so fucking much. And it's not because I invested in real estate. It's not because I invested in crypto. It's because I invested in the fucking people around me.
Bro.
All of a sudden, I blew the fuck up.
And it's huge that you bring and mind you guys, this is a dude that came into our network. I say our because it's our family, our network with already millions of followers. So like this is a dude saying that he's already been leveled up and he's gonna blow up because of this network. And it literally has nothing to do with the millions of followers. And I want to say there will be a few shameless plugs about Apex. We're both members of it. And the funny thing about it is I preach this to my inner circle crew. I preach this to everyone that I talk to in Apex. And it's very similar to this is, you know, for me, I don't give a fuck who makes it first because I know that my relationships are so strong. When one of us fucking make it, they're pulling me up. So now it's me versus the world. It's Zack ROI Williams versus the world trying to fucking make it to the top, climbing, kicking, scratching, fighting to get to the top by him fucking self. Or now, because of my network, because of Apex, there's 2,000 of us and it's growing daily. Guess what? You and I, among many others in the group, are ingraining ourselves into these 2,000 people's brains fucking daily. As the epitome of what our industry and our niche represents. And we're doing it with our core values and our mission. So now I've got 2,000 fucking chances at winning, right? Instead of just one. And bro, what you said was fucking spot on. And again, I just want to reiterate, this dude's got millions of followers and he's talking about blowing up. He's not acting like he already fucking blew up because I guarantee you, like he said, when did you join? A few months ago, correct?
I joined like, it's been like 9 months, I think. 9
Okay.
months ago. Yeah.
So I think I just barely beat you in. Like we're both newbies, bro. Like, but we hit the ground running. And in that short amount of time, you know, we're in our third year of business and I've accomplished more in the last, 10 months or so with having this network around me and what they're feeding and what they're motivating me to do than I have the previous 2.5 years.
Right. Dude, think about it this way, man. You're trying to make the right decisions, right? And you're trying to make your best judgment calls on whatever it is that you think you should do. But you can only make the right decisions and right judgment calls based on what you know. And anyone else that says they've made it or they've gotten there or they know what they need to know is full of shit, and they're going to be small people their entire life. The reason I say that is because when I joined Apex, I'm humble enough to say that I don't know a whole lot. I know my industry pretty well, but I don't know a whole lot about all the other things that are necessary for me to blow up in my industry. When I joined Apex, my mind was blown by the number of ways that I can contact people, by the automation systems and processes that make my life streamlined, by the fact that I didn't have to write an Excel sheet in order to send somebody a meal plan, because there's a way we can do that by creating an app quickly and simply. And when those doors open up to you through the network, you don't have to put in all of this work. Someone's already perfected it for you. And when you invest in that person, your life becomes easier. You have more time to network. You have more time to pour into them. You have more time to give back. And all of these things are things that you don't know exist until you're introduced to them. And plugging into a network like Apex is a great way to get introduced to them. And then plugging on into those people and making sure they're taken care of in whatever you're an expert at is the way to get the biggest bang for your buck, because everyone's leveling up at the same time, right?
Right.
So 3 million followers, right? Whatever you have on social media, I don't care. Like if it's any big name, that doesn't equate to dollars if you're not pushing a product that's worth a shit.
No, it really doesn't.
Like 3 million people watching me, cool. What does that do for me? Boost my ego a little bit? Fuck my ego. I don't care about that. I care about giving back to the world. And the one way I can do that is financially. So like, fuck my ego, take that out of it. I got 3 million followers. If I made the same amount of income off of 10,000, I'd be just fine. Right. Whatever, you know. But what's going to happen now is that I put myself in front of the people and invested in front of the people that now want to pour back into me. And we're going to go make those 3 million followers go to work for me, so I can go to work for the world,
for everyone else.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that too, because the call that you and I had was also with another really good friend of ours, Keith, who's in the network. And like literally as we were finishing the call, we were all like, look, dude, whatever you need from me, I'm not going to charge you. Right. Like that was one of Keith's things. He's like, I charge $100,000 a year for this type of content. Dude, I've seen people in the network brag on you about just the level of education you give people about social media and how to start capitalizing on that and how to grow that. And for some people, that is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And, I'm not tooting my own horn, but, I've given people tools in the network that if they actually apply it are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not even more. Yeah. So all that information thus far has actually been exchanged for fucking free.
Yeah.
And I mean, outside of like some of the, I know we have partnerships inside of the network. I know you do, so, when we're teaming up with someone like Marv or anyone else, Timberline, any of the guys where we start actually trading business with, that's another thing. But that business gets transacted and traded and fucking earned by your work ethic, your currency. So I think it's super cool that you say that, because, like for everyone that's listening, that's not a part of Apex, I don't give a shit what networking group you're a part of. I know a lot of them suck, and I don't mean that to try and boost up Apex. Look, I'm not here to sell Apex. If you'd like to be connected with someone that can answer some questions, be more than happy to make that connection. So is Kris Zizzo. So just slide in our DMs and, hit us up asking us a question about to get connected with Apex. But that's not what I'm saying. Is I understand you might have been burned or just have a bad taste in your mouth from other networking groups, or, trying to put yourself out there and getting shot down. Success leaves clues. And one of the big things that we preach inside of our network is attractive marketing. If you're watching this episode right now, it's either because you care about one of us or someone that cares about you gave you this information. So when you start listening to this, listen with an open mind and saying, look, if you've been trying some things and it's not been working out, there's two people to look at: the people you're surrounding yourself with and your fucking self. If you don't have that giver's gain mentality, why would anyone else fucking give to you, right? So you have to earn. When we say earn your seat at the table, it doesn't matter if you're fucking making your own table. You got to earn people to sit at those seats around you too. So you do that by giving value out there. And, it's pretty incredible to kind of bring this back to topic is investing in people before they blow up with the same fucking enthusiasm as if you were out drinking with your boys, hanging with your girls on one night, and you're like, man, I should have invested in Amazon. I should have invested in Tesla. I should have invested in so-and-so. It's funny, we were at MDM. I believe it was MDM. I've seen Ed Milet speak several times. And Ed Milet, if y'all don't know, is worth a lot of money. I think at the time he's worth like 400 million or something. You know, he's literally worth what some of the top actors in Hollywood are worth. That's how hard this dude has grinded. And he was playing golf. Him and his dad, one of his favorite things to ever do was play golf. And it came up that he was playing golf on this really nice golf course, which, you know, for some people that is the way they network, but he was playing golf, and let's just say that there was a really well-off person playing with him, and in communication, or in conversation rather, it came up what this guy had done to get as wealthy as he was. And he was telling a story about this guy that Ed met and one other friend that got approached by one of their friends as an investor. And I believe the number, and don't quote me on this, but I believe the number was like $50,000 that this gentleman was asking for. They both invested 50 grand in the very beginning of this person's life and this company. It was like a year later, the other guy, not the guy playing golf with Ed, the other guy asked for his investment back. And so he got that back. The other dude that Ed was playing golf with did not. That person was Elon Musk, and the company was Tesla. You know, and so I say that to say that anyone that just listened to that story probably fucking cringed when I said it was Elon Musk and Tesla, and any of those people are probably, or anyone listening is like, man, that dude's a fucking idiot. Like, I would have kept my money in there. How many motherfuckers do you know? And I'm not even talking about a financial investment. I'm talking about your mentality, your skills, your fucking education. Letting some of the best advice I have for people out there ain't the shit I fucking did right. It's the shit I did wrong, but you're too busy not pouring into your network, and you can build your own fucking network. Just go out there and pour into your social media, tell your fucking story, show the path, not only to go on, but the one not to go on. Yep. And you will be that motherfucker that Ed was playing golf with, that fucking invested in the right goddamn people, that anyone else 10 years down the road would be like, oh, absolutely, I would fucking invest with those people mentally.
Dude, I get this asked to me all the time, like on social media in the DMs, right? Because I'm a fitness guy and I have sponsors and all that stuff, clothing sponsors, supplement sponsors, whatever, right? Everyone's coming to me, Kris, how do I get my content better? I'm really looking for some sponsors. Am I supposed to reach out to them? I've been putting a lot of time into my editing. I've been putting a lot of time into my filming. I've been putting a lot of time into my messages that I'm sending out, and I'm still not getting any traction. What do? I said, you're not getting it because you're doing this for yourself. You're doing it for yourself. You're worried about what you're doing to make this work, how you can show yourself better to make it work. Stop thinking about yourself for a second and start thinking about the company. What does the company want? The company wants to blow the fuck up. They don't care about what you're doing. They don't care about you and what you're doing. They want them to look good. So you go to that company and you say, hey, my name is so-and-so. I'm not looking for a sponsorship right now, but I want to earn my sponsorship. And here's how I plan to do it. You guys let me send you content regularly. Tell me what promotions you have coming out. Tell me if this works for your brand or if I need to tweak what I'm doing. And I'm going to do that. And I'm going to send it to you. And when I send it to you, if you could, please send me a message back saying if you like it or you don't like it, because I'm going to show you that I'm going to bring so much value to your business up front without anything going on from you that you're going to have no better choice but to take me as an athlete and give me a sponsorship, because I've done so much for you and you're going to love everything that I put out and send your way. And then you do that without the expectation of them taking you on, because you're going to be resentful if they don't. Yep. You pour into people relentlessly and expect nothing to come back, because sometimes it doesn't. But when it does, it's going to come back tenfold and all your effort's going to be worth it. So if you want that sponsorship, stop thinking about your own fucking page. Start thinking about what they want from you and pour into them. Yep. And guess what? you're going to become a sponsored athlete real fucking quick. Watch how quick your page blows up after that. Watch how quick your page blows up after they start reposting you, and everybody that's associated with that brand knows your name.
No, man. And, you know, to take that a step further, even for the ones that don't want to be, you know, sponsored athletes, I know that's like really where you shine a bright light. And I know you mentor a lot of, you know, sponsored athletes. So I understand where your mindset at, but that is also applicable to anything. Look at, I mean, all right, so we're going to get into it. So shout out obviously to Ryan Stewman. You know, he founded Apex, the network that we're discussing, and he's someone, he's number one on my Dream 100, right? If you've noticed, I am constantly getting closer and closer and closer to him. Like, I got his personal cell phone number now. Like, we had an hour-long conversation a couple of months ago on the phone, and it's all due to the fact that, like, I see what value I can add to him. I'm not expecting money from him. I don't want money from him. What I want is to be surrounded by the people that he surrounds himself with, because they're all fucking winning. And guess what? I'm paying fucking attention. And so one of the big things is, you know, I got asked by Jay Bird while ago when I was doing the closer contest, and he was like, you know, what are you doing? I was like, look, I put myself in Ryan's head. If I was Ryan, what would I want out of someone in this network to do to be a leader, to shine the light, to show the way? And I use that thought process to put myself in a position where motherfuckers know who I am now. You know, and I'm not saying that arrogantly. I'm saying I had a fucking mission and I found a way to achieve it, and I fucking did it. And it's all about the power of that network, the power of me getting closer to Ryan. And I don't give a shit who your mentors are, right? Shit, yours could be Rich Piano, right? It could be whoever. When you start paying attention to what they're doing and learning how they think, because you want to be in the same situation that they are, you pay attention to what people are doing, and you need to fucking reflect it. It's going to be fucking hard. It's not going to be easy. And you know, it's funny to kind of circle all this back into the topic is anyone right now would do anything to get on Ryan's team, right? But there was a chance when Ryan Stewman wasn't Ryan Stewman, he was the hardcore closer, because he's kind of evolved out of the hardcore closer. And then there was a time when anyone would do anything to be at the hardcore closers table. And guess what? At one point, he wasn't the fucking hardcore closer, right? He was back to just regular old Ryan Stewman. And I guarantee you, he gave some of these opportunities to bring people into his fucking ecosystem, into his team, and he fucking got shot down. I don't see the value in it. Because they're thinking, it's not going to make me money right now. Yeah. Meanwhile, all those people would fucking take that seat at the table again. And guess what? That shit ain't fucking for sale, you know? So it's funny.
Seats taken,
motherfucker. And it's funny. So I actually, I personally, you know, to throw out mine, you know, how people got to grow. I had a hard pill to swallow personally when I see these people that I look up to. You know, we preach the Dream 25, and this exactly is the power of that, the education on the dream, building your Dream 25, but then it also starts a level below that. I was looking up to these people, the fucking Alex Hermosis, the Ryan Stewmans, the Ed Miletts, the Sean Whalens, all these people, that Andy Frisellas that I look up to that are on my dream. These are about my Dream 5, right? Is they're all fucking homies, right? And I'm like, how the fuck do I earn my seat at that goddamn table? And I was like, I'm gonna fucking build my goddamn own. I'm gonna build my own, because now I got the Kris Zizzos, right? I've got the Jay Birds. I've got all these people that are at my fucking table. And guess what? We're in the same position they were. We're just a few years behind. Give us a couple years. Let us keep growing ourselves and earning our stripes and building ourselves up mentally, building up our currency with that work ethic, and let's fucking build our own fucking table. And a lot of people don't think like that. They just want to take the easy route. They want to just jump on to win, you know, the fucking S&P, the crypto, the fucking real estate boom. They just want to jump to the top. And you can't, you don't start there. Millionaires don't start at the top.
Yeah. You gotta have a long-term vision, man. And you gotta play it out the way that be intentional about it and have a specific purpose. The reason why you're doing it needs to be bigger than just making the money or being around the people, having the influence. Like, you don't build a good following because you are doing some shady shit or doing shit, that's eventually going to get revealed. You build that solid foundation, and it takes a long time to do that. I think what's important to remind yourself of is that I feel like success, sometimes there's anomalies where success, you just blow up. You just get lucky. You hit the fucking, hit the lottery and you blow up quick. But success is like, it's like logarithmic, man. It's not linear. It's not like this, like the amount of effort that you put in is what you're going to get out. You stay constant and you stay low for a long time. And then you finally grab a little bit of traction. And then all of a sudden, boom, you shoot up eventually.
Yeah.
And the reason why that is because you're building your foundation for years sometimes, and that foundation takes the longest to build. And that foundation comes with meeting the right people and learning the right values and setting your values out there, and then showing your character over a long period of time. So people are actually invested in you because they know who you are as a person. And if you do that, eventually, when you start pulling the trigger and making the moves on whatever product you have or service you provide, or opportunities that you get welcomed into, everything scales massively because you have a solid foundation. Everything blows up quickly because people know your character and who you are, and they're willing to invest in you. So it's really important to realize, like, you might stay low for a very long time, but then you blow up.
No, 100%, bro. And I'll make this statement and then let you kind of follow up with it, and we'll just kind of leave it at this, because we're talking about building your network, and some of y'all don't know where to find a network. If you need one, we have one available that you can join. We'd love to have you if you're the right fit. And then, some of y'all may not have, the funds to join one, right? So you've got to build your own. One thing I preach all the time is you need 3 people in your life, right? And then this can be considered your network. It's got to start somewhere. If you don't join one, is you need to have a mentor, a mentee, and a peer. And the whole premise behind that is the mentor is someone that you look up to, that you're paying attention to. And I preach this like a fucking dead horse, but if, say, you build your dream 25 and all 25 of them are in the gym, get your fucking ass in the gym. All 25 of them are waking up early to put some work in before their phone starts ringing or emails start going off. Wake the fuck up early. If all of them are eating healthy, if all of them have solid relationships, if all of them are reading books, whatever the fuck, success leaves clues. That's what your mentor is for. Your mentor is leaving clues for you to follow. Now, the mentee, the purpose behind it is now someone's looking up to you. Someone's paying attention. Just like you look up to the mentor and you're right here, that mentee is looking up to you. And what that mentee is watching for is to see how you leave success clues for your success. So now when you fuck up, when you aren't staying consistent, like Kris said, their blood is on your fucking hands, because you are showing them, you are teaching them their habits. You're teaching them what to do. So if you're not fucking waking up early, if you're not having your work ethic, if you're not giving 110% of yourself, then they're going to see that, they're going to replicate that, and that fucking blood's on your hand. So there's a level of accountability there. And then there's the peer. The peer is someone, this is where you really start building your network. That peer is someone's on the same level as you. I don't care if that's the same, business net revenue. I don't care if that's the same amount of followers. I don't care if that's the same business or niche or industry or whatever it is. It's someone that's somewhere on the same level of you, so that you have that healthy competition to hold you accountable. So now you got accountability, knowing that, and what I always recommend people do is send the same message. I'm not telling you that you got to have all these added work, but you need to send one message to all of them once a month. Send one to your peer, let them know where you're at and what you've done to get there. They may never see it, but you subconsciously knowing that they have the opportunity to see it and to see that, damn, he ain't done shit for 3 months. Now you've got that level of subconscious accountability. Then you got the mentee, right? You're going to send that. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to have to pick up a coaching client. That's not what I'm saying. So set those communication expectations. Be like, look, I'm just going to send you a message once a month, please respect my time, this, that, whatever, however you want to handle that. And then you have your peer. Now, your peers where you're going to see the most communication from, but that's going to be that healthy communication where they're checking in, you're checking in, y'all are pushing each other, you're trying to one up each other. That's where that healthy competition comes, and that's where you start generating your network. So if you don't have the fucking money, do that. If you do have the money, shut the fuck up, make the sacrifice, make the investment in your own fucking self, so that others will eventually make investments in you. What you got?
100%, man. I think it's really important to always, during these podcasts, during discussions, whatever it is, give practical steps to people that they can actually run with after they get off of a podcast, after they get out of a speech, because it's cool to have a lot of mindset motivation stuff, man. But if you can't actually implement something by the time you walk away, then the whole thing was nothing more than a quick amp you up session. So if you're going to start making your network, if you really want to find fulfillment in what you do every day, if you want to be around the right people and become the right person, it's very important that you pay close attention to the people that are regularly doing the work. Don't set yourself up with somebody after a month of knowing them and go all in. You know, this is your life. So be very diligent about who you're bringing into your inner circle. Watch what they do for long periods of time. Check it out. I knew Zack. Zack hit me up. We talked like first month in Apex. We're talking about doing some stuff together. I put the brakes on it because I didn't know Zack well enough yet. But I saw that every single day Zack puts out content, and multiple times a day he puts out content. And guess who everyone's talking about inside of the network? It's Zack. Okay. I don't care how smart, how dumb Zack is. I don't care what his business is. I don't care what's going on with Zack. I just know that this is one consistent motherfucker who has a vision for himself, and he's doing all of the work that he needs to do. And I've seen that for 8 consistent months. Relentless with his content production, relentless putting it out, relentless bringing people up around him. So guess who I'm going to have at my table? I'm going to have Zack at my table. And if you can find these people, whether they have a lot now or they don't, that's the person that you surround yourself with. I spend a lot of my days and a lot of my time doing stuff for free for people. And people are like, you need to stop giving so much. Fuck that. I give to people that I know are good people that deserve it, because I know one day, sometime, I'm going to need them. One day, at some point in time, I'm going to have to be associated with these people who are major successes, and I want them to bring me up with them, and I want to bring them up with me. Maybe I make it first, right? Because they're good people doing good things. Like the other day, I met with a couple who are realtors, and I spent an hour and a half walking through a content strategy with them for free because they're good fucking people and they deserve it. And maybe nothing ever comes of that, and that's fine with me. But I watched them from a distance for a long time. I watched Zack from a distance for a long time. I watched Keith from a distance, Austin Montgomery from a distance, Ryan Stewman from a distance, Mariana from a distance, all of these people, Zach Sasser from a distance. I watched all of these people from a distance, and I realized that they are exactly who they say they are. They do exactly what they say they're going to do when they say they're going to do it. And they've done it for 8 months in front of my eyes. And I've seen a lot of people fall off in that time that I thought I was going to be friends with.
No,
when
dude,
I say friends, I'm still cool with them. They're just not in like some people are in. And the reason why is because it's the people that do the work, whether they have $0 in the bank or they have $1 million in the bank. I don't care. I know they're going to be solid all the time. And that's what I want.
Man, I think that's huge. So I want to leave one last like nugget before we leave, based on what you just said about you invested an hour and a half, with a couple, and maybe nothing comes from it. So I tell my guys this all the time too. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And luckily I'm in a position now where, this doesn't I mean to sound the way it's going to come across, but I don't need money. My machine is running the way it needs to be, and it's going to continue to run the machine and continue to pay me. So I get to focus, and this is something that our network teaches. I get to focus on higher priority and higher payout issues. So say, for example, I had 100 relationships I was going to make over the course of 1 year. And so just like Kris did, where he spent time with that couple, and maybe nothing comes from it, or maybe something does. If I have 100 calls with 100 people, and I give them an hour of my time each, and fucking 99 of them don't equate to jack shit, okay? And I land one that ends up with $100,000 deal for me. I just got paid $1,000 an hour. You think I'm upset? No. So when you start and it all comes down to investing in people. I'm like Kris said, I know we're talking about investing in people, and I know you're hearing money, and I know you're hearing exchange of time for money and stuff like that. And you also are going to call us out because we're like, well, earlier you said, do this and don't expect anything out of it. It's not that we expect it from people. We just know and we understand the law of reciprocity. And guess what? That one person that pans out for the 100 grand or whatever, it might not be this year. It might not be next year. It might be fucking 10 years down the road. But you start building up your network with these people that have it, like I said, ingrained in their brain that you are a good person. They've been watching you from a distance for a while. Look, it took Kris 8 months of watching someone from a distance where he started interacting with them on a type of level. Some people might be 3 months. Some people might be 3 years or 8 years. So as you keep feeding the karma, right? You keep building your network. Eventually, that network's going to come back and it's going to pay you out big time.
I really just think, you know, doing things for the right reasons and highlighting everybody around you over highlighting yourself is the right way to go about doing life. And the reason people highlight themselves so much is because they're not right with themselves and they feel like they need to like hype themselves up. So my number one recommendation to anybody who is not relentlessly pouring into their network, into the people around them and doing things the right way for the right reason, always making the right decision, is get right with yourself. Something in you says, I'm off. And you need to figure out who you are first. And once you do, once you find your purpose and you're truly purpose driven and you're living in an intentional life based on your purpose, you won't ever need to find motivation again. You won't ever need to hype yourself up again. You're going to be able to pour back into the world completely because you're good with who you are. You understand your purpose, and every single day being intentional about living that purpose is what's going to drive you without motivation. You're going to be the number one motherfucker that you can count on because every single day you're going to put in 16 hours if that's what it's take. That's what I do right now. I work 12 to 16 hours every single day. You can ask anybody that knows me, and I don't have a problem doing it because I know that I'm saving lives with every single decision I make. And that's how serious this shit is to me. When you do it for that reason, you're bound to blow up. It's going to happen. You just got to give it time, be patient, be consistent. So figure out what's wrong with yourself first. Maybe it's your relationship. Go fix that shit, man. Maybe it's your health. Go fix that shit. That happens today. That's a today thing. You can do that. Get on a good diet. Go fucking walk outside 3 times a day. You're done. You're already doing it, right? Yep. If it's your finances, start a budget, save, stop spending your money on shit like a car. I'm going to buy a car right now. Guess what? I have enough money to buy whatever I want. I'm probably going to buy a Corolla. I don't give a fuck, right? I got a purpose, and a car doesn't measure what I'm doing in my life as far as living out my purpose. Maybe the reason I'm going to do that is because I want a really nice car, but I don't have the garage right now to put that nice car in. That car deserves a better garage, right? So one day I'll get it.
Yeah, you're right.
About it, though.
There's
I'm not
levels
trying to keep
of
up
this
with
shit.
Anybody, man. Fuck
yeah,
them.
There's levels of this shit, bro. Well, man, I just wanted to thank you personally. Thank you for being on this show. I also wanted to thank you for your post. You know, it was cool to kind of give a character reference. You know, I told my wife last night as I was getting in bed, I was like, dude, did you see that post Kris made for me inside of Apex? And she's like, yeah, that was really cool. I was like, yeah, no, it means a lot to me. I was like, I respect the fuck out of Kris. I said, but more importantly than that, you know, I have a lot of respect for a lot of people, and all those people that I respect also respect Kris. So it means a lot for me. A, the post, and then B, for you being on the show. And then, well, more importantly, just our friendship and relationship. So anyways, guys, thank you so much, Kris, for being on the show. My name is Zack ROI Williams, and this is another investment or return on investment MF channel. Peace.
Later.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video at all or got anything else out of it, please check out these videos over here. They're going to be right in line with what you just saw.